Hello, everyone. Welcome back to IELTS English Podcast Channel, the podcast that helps you speak English smartly, not just fluently. I'm your host, Jahangir, and today's topic is something that students often find confusing: how to describe pictures and people in the IELTS speaking test. You might have noticed, sometimes in Part 2 or Part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, you'll get topics like describe a photo you like or describe a person you admire. Sounds simple, right? But describing pictures or people naturally and fluently is actually a skill. So today, I'll teach you step by step how to describe them, like a Band 9 candidate. Let's dive in. Part 1. Why IELTS tests descriptive speaking. Before we learn how, let's understand why the examiner asks you to describe. When you describe something, a person, a place, or a picture, you use vocabulary, grammar, emotions, and structure all together. So the examiner can easily test your vocabulary range, how many descriptive words you know, grammar control, how you handle tenses and complex sentences, fluency and coherence, how smoothly you connect your ideas, pronunciation, how clear and natural your speech sounds. That's why description-based topics are very common in IELTS.
Part 2. Describing a picture the right way. Let's start with pictures or photos. You might get a topic like, describe a photo you took that you're proud of. Describe a picture that you like. Describe an image that reminds you of something special. Most students just say, it's a picture of my family. I like it very much, and they stop there. That's not enough. You must paint the picture with words. So let's learn a simple 4-step formula. Part 3. 4-step formula for describing a picture. Step 1. Introduction, what the picture is about. Start by giving basic information, what the picture is about photo shows, when or where it was taken. Example, it's a photo of me and my friends during our university graduation ceremony last year. Or, this picture was taken on a rainy afternoon in Cox's Bazaar when I was on vacation with my family. Step 2. Details. What's happening in the picture? Talk about the background, people, objects, colours or actions. Example. In the photo, you can see me standing in the middle wearing a black gown and cap. My parents are on my right side, smiling proudly. The background shows a large hall decorated with flowers and banners. Add adjectives and verbs to make it visual. Step 3. Feelings. How you felt. IELTS examiners love emotional connection. It makes your answer sound natural. Example, whenever I look at this photo, I feel proud and happy because it reminds me of how hard I worked to graduate. That's personal and emotional, good sign for fluency. Step 4. Meaning, why this picture is special. Finally, explain why you chose this photo or why it's important. Example, this picture means a lot to me because it captures one of the biggest achievements of my life. It also reminds me how supportive my parents have always been done. Part 4. Vocabulary for describing pictures. Here's a list of useful words and phrases you can use. Category vocabulary, phrases, position, setting. In the background, in the foreground, in the middle, on the left, right side. Actions: standing, smiling, holding, sitting, running, looking at, wearing colours, lighting, bright, colourful, dark, warm light, soft tone, emotions, cheerful, relaxed, excited, proud, nostalgic. Description captured beautifully, taken from above, close-up shot, landscape view, example sentence. In the foreground, there's a small child holding a red balloon, and in the background, you can see the sunset over the sea that's descriptive and vivid, perfect for Band 8+. Part 5, Sample Band 9 Answer Describing a Picture. The photo I'd like to describe is one I took last winter in Sylhet during a family trip. It shows a tea garden surrounded by small hills. The weather was calm and the sunlight was soft, giving the picture a warm golden tone. My younger sister is standing in the middle, smiling at the camera while holding a cup of tea. Whenever I look at it, I feel peaceful because that day was truly relaxing and memorable. I keep this photo on my phone, and I often look at it whenever I feel stressed. It reminds me to slow down and enjoy life. That's a perfect descriptive answer. Clear structure, emotions, vocabulary, and natural tone. Part 6, Describing People. Step by step. Now, let's move to the second part, Describing People. This is another very common topic in IELTS, Speaking Part 2. You may get questions like, describe a person you admire. Describe your best friend. Describe a teacher who inspired you. Describe someone you met recently. The trick is to organize your description instead of listing random things. Part 7, 4-step formula for describing a person. Step 1, basic introduction. Who is the person? How do you know them? The person I'd like to talk about is my English teacher from college. Her name is Mrs. Rahman, and she has had a huge influence on my learning journey. Keep it short and clear. Step 2, physical appearance. Describe how they look, but don't exaggerate. She's in her early 40s, medium height, with short brown hair and bright eyes. She usually wears traditional clothes that make her look graceful and confident. Add adjectives naturally. Step 3, personality and behaviour. Talk about what kind of person they are, kind, funny, hardworking, etc. What I really admire about her is her patience and passion for teaching. She always made learning English fun and interactive. Avoid just saying, she is good. Add reasons and examples. Step 4, impact/relationship. Explain why this person is important to you or what you learned from them. Because of her, I developed a real interest in English and communication. Even after graduating, I still remember her advice to believe in myself and keep improving. That emotional connection makes your answer genuine.
Part 8, Vocabulary for Describing People. Category, Vocabulary. Twined phrases, physical. Tall, short, slim, well-built, fair, curly hair, glasses, elegant age, in his early 20s, middle-aged, elderly, personality-friendly, outgoing, cheerful, generous, confident, hard-working behavior. Always smiling, never complains, treats everyone kindly. Impression leaves a lasting impression, stands out, easy to talk to. Example: he's the kind of person who always brings positive energy into the room that sounds natural and advanced. Part 9, Sample Band 9. Answer: describing a person. The person I'd like to describe is my best friend, Arif. We've known each other since high school, and he's one of the most supportive people I've ever met. He's tall and athletic, with short black hair and a friendly smile. What makes him special is his sense of humor. He can make anyone laugh, even in stressful situations. He's also incredibly hardworking. During exams, he used to stay up late helping me study. I really admire his positive attitude and his ability to handle challenges calmly. I believe having a friend like him has made me a more confident and happy person. That's a strong Band 9 answer. Rich vocabulary, natural rhythm, and emotion. Part 10, Linking words you can use purpose, phrases, adding ideas. Apart from that, moreover, in addition, showing contrast. However, on the other hand, giving examples. For instance, for example, such as expressing feeling. I feel that. It makes me. I find it. Wrapping up overall. To sum up, that's why. These make your answer flow smoothly. Part 11. Common mistakes to avoid 1. Over-describing, don't try to describe every detail. Focus on 4 to 6 sentences. 2. Using fake stories, IELTS examiners can tell if your story sounds unnatural. Use real or realistic examples. 3. Forgetting tenses. If the person is still in your life, use present tense. If you're talking about the past, use past tense. 4. Repeating words. Instead of saying nice 5 times, use friendly, kind, helpful, cheerful. Part 12. Practice exercise for you. Okay, let's practice. Take a piece of paper or open your Notes app. Choose one of the topics below and describe it using today's formula. 1. Describe a photo you like. 2. Describe a person you admire. Use this structure. Introduction. Details, appearance, situation, feelings or personality. Why it's important. Then record yourself speaking for 1 to 2 minutes. Listen again. Ask yourself, did I sound fluent? Did I use connecting words? Did I sound natural? Repeat the exercise 3 to 4 times a week. Your fluency will skyrocket. Part 13. Real exam connection. In IELTS speaking, these types of topics can appear in all 3 parts. Part 1. Do you like taking photos? Part 2. Describe a picture or person. Part 3. How important are photos in people's lives today? So, mastering descriptive speaking helps you handle multiple questions confidently. Part 14. Bonus phrases for Band 8 to 9. Description. Try using these natural-sounding expressions. What really stands out in the picture is, the first thing that catches your eye is, she's the kind of person who always. The photo brings back so many memories. I can still vividly remember that moment. Every time I see that picture, it reminds me of. Use 1 or 2. They instantly make your English sound polished. Part 15. Summary. What we learned today. Let's quickly review today's lesson. To describe pictures. 1. Say what the picture is about. 2. Give visual details. 3. Add your feelings. 4. Explain its meaning. To describe people. 1. Introduce who they are. 2. Describe their looks. 3. Talk about their personality. 4. Explain their importance in your life. Avoid memorization. Use natural tone, real examples, and emotional connection. That's what gives you a Band 8 or 9 impression. And that's all for today's episode of IELTS English Podcast. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to subscribe this podcast channel for more IELTS speaking tips every day. Next time, we'll talk about how to use storytelling to boost your IELTS speaking score. Until then, keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, your voice is your power. Use it smartly. Thanks for listening.